Have you ever had one of those moments when the fridge door wouldn't close? When you stubbed your toe on the corner of the table? When you couldn't find your phone right before heading out? And suddenly, the tears just wouldn't stop. Everyone else thought it was strange, but only you knew why. Lee looked at little Patrick crying and didn't know what to do. He didn't understand why the boy was crying just because the fridge wouldn't shut. Patrick ran back to his room and locked himself in. Lee, frustrated, kicked the door open. It was then that Lee finally understood. Patrick didn't want his dad to be frozen like a pack of chicken in the freezer. Lee had no idea how to comfort him. All he could do was sit with him until he calmed down. He remembered the day he left. His brother and Patrick had come to say goodbye. He promised his brother he'd keep going, and in the end, he left that place full of grief. Lee tried to find work in Manchester, but he kept getting turned away. That fire, it hadn't just destroyed his family, it had ruined his reputation too. On the way back, he never expected to run into Randy. She had a little boy now. They just wanted to get away as fast as possible.
I said a lot of terrible things to you. No. Maybe you don't want to talk to me. My heart was broken. It's always gonna be broken. I should fucking burn in hell for what I said to you. It was just...
No. But Randy wanted to talk. Randy had fought hard to move on, and she understood perhaps even more than herself how much Lee was carrying. She kept apologizing, wanting him to stand back up again, but Lee kept holding it in. He believed he deserved everything that had happened before he could break down. Lee fled to a bar. A stranger bumped into him, and his snap started a fight. A group ended up beating him. Luckily, George showed up and pulled him out. As someone wrapped his wounds, Lee broke down in tears. Patrick came to bring him home. Lee lay on the couch, eyes blank, and Patrick noticed the 3 photo frames. At that moment, he understood everything. A few days later, Lee told Patrick he didn't have to go to Boston. George had agreed to adopt him. Patrick didn't seem surprised. He just asked, "Why can't you stay?" The room suddenly fell silent. Patrick began to cry. Lee got up and held his nephew tightly. This was Manchester by the sea. Emma made a mistake without meaning to, and shut himself off from the world. His love for the child nearly destroyed him, but his brother's love kept him alive. Even so, he never managed to forgive himself, but he finally understood his brother had left Patrick in his care to give him purpose and a reason to go on living.